What you? It ain't but one guy. Hold on. It ain't but one guy. We ain't but one guy. It ain't but one guy keeping him away from him. That's Terence Crawford. Hey, but one guy.
Everyone in the room picked you to win. Everyone that I asked. Everyone.
Except for me. Guess what?
Because I heard he could really play.
No. He can't even be Shakur.
He can't fuck with me.
So you.
What's your core lie to you?
You lost. I seen the videos.
You ain't seen my video.
Oh, I didn't.
Exactly.
I just seen the video.
So exactly. What happened? Exactly.
Now that you take care of business, how does you and Devin Haney in? How does that fight go?
A knockout.
Say this.
Devin Haney being at 147, he called Devin Haney out. What do you think about that fight if it's 1 or 2 fights away?
It's kind of a tough fight right now because Devin Haney is right back at the top of his game. Devin showed that the weight loss was probably causing him to not have as good punch resistance, and it also probably wasn't causing him to have as much power or explosiveness as he has. He showed tremendous power, tremendous punch resistance in that fight against Norman, and for him to do that means that the weight was probably an issue. Now, if Keyshawn comes up, or if they even do a catch weight, a 143, 144, it's going to be a very interesting fight because I think Devin has more tools and more IQ right now, but Keyshawn is different. So when you got a guy that's different, and that's why I also said
Terence Crawford issues a warning to Devin Haney while making it clear that he is putting his support behind Keyshawn Davis. Crawford believes Haney would have a tough time in that matchup, explaining that Davis brings real power and a constant, high-pressure approach. In Crawford's view, that aggressive and non-stop fighting style could overwhelm Haney and create serious problems for him throughout the fight.
I guarantee he'll beat you, though.
How you gonna bet on somebody else?
I'm gonna bet on him against you.
I will beat you.
No, you can't beat me, but I bet.
Terence Crawford cautions Devin Haney, saying boxing has a way of breaking fighters down if they take things lightly. He warns that if Haney overlooks Keyshawn Davis, especially Davis's power and strong desire to prove himself, the sport could quickly turn against him. Crawford makes it clear that underestimating Davis's strength and motivation could lead to serious trouble for Haney in the ring.
Chew you up and spit you out. You know, out with the old and with the new.
Ali, well, as y'all were asking me questions, I think about Muhammad.
Keyshawn Davis has strong support from both Shakur Stevenson and Terence Crawford, who stand behind him like family. Davis has taken invaluable lessons from Shakur along the way, learning from his experience and approach to the sport. Shakur firmly believes a moment has arrived for Davis, saying this is Keyshawn's time to step forward and shine.
He kind of having that. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
We getting past that, and that was your turn, and I'm not gonna allow and sit back and allow you to even waste that talent that you got. Cause I've been told, Key, for years, bro, you could be one of the best. All you gotta do is just boom.
Yeah.
Discipline.
You know, with both of y'all being the best, they always gonna want it. And
I gotta come with it.
You know they always gonna want to see it, though. You know everybody always gonna want to see it.
We get to see it.
Keyshawn Davis confirms that talks are currently in progress and assures fans that the fight with Devin Haney is coming. He says the matchup is expected to take place in 2026 and describes it as a major clash that many people have been waiting to see.
Let's do it. You know, I know he's dealing with some legal issues. I don't know what happened. He said he had to turn himself in, but I believe he tweeted like, Keyshawn, let's do it. I mean,
he said that?
Yeah, but he tweeted like something like that. Yeah.
Well, you know, Bill was in my DMs. We already was talking about it, honestly, before he even hit the media. So I know it's going to happen in 2026.
And you're good going straight to Devin in your first fight at 47?
If it makes money, it makes sense.
Right. So obviously I want to get your take on your brother, Shakur, dominant.
Roy Jones Jr. speaks highly of Keyshawn Davis, pointing to the high-level opponents he has already faced and his impressive speed inside the ring. Jones says those qualities set Davis apart and believes they are clear signs that he is quickly becoming one of boxing's next big stars.
Competition. He's fought some elite guys. He's come up short, but he's always fought hard. He's never been stopped. I thought Keyshawn looked really, really good early on in that fight. He looked very poised, and Jermaine was fighting a fight that you typically don't see him fight. Jermaine is known for being very physical, very rough, and he's going to make it dirty if he has to. He was laying back, and it looked like he was allowing Keyshawn to take some ground and get established, but then Ortiz flipped the script and changed the game plan. He started to get into his normal bag, of roughhousing and making things dirty. And I said, man, I like that. I was telling Shakur, I was in the locker room watching. I said, I like what he did right there because he went away, let you get comfortable, and then he said, no, here I am. I'm going to be the guy that you actually thought you was going to be fighting, but I'm not going to do it in the first round. You saw Keyshawn have to make some adjustments too.
Roy Jones Jr. offers advice to Keyshawn Davis, suggesting that he should have 1 or 2 more fights before stepping in with Devin Haney. Jones believes those extra bouts would help Davis gain more experience and be fully prepared for a challenge at that level.
You understand me? So you gotta have that intangibleness about him, where he can be a different guy when it's time to be a different guy. You can never count him out. However, if I were pushing Keyshawn, I would have another fight or 2 before I fight Devin, just for experience purposes. And if I was Devin, I would try to jump on it right now before he gets those couple fights, because the more experience he gets, the harder he's gonna become to beat.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough fight, for Keyshawn Davis. And I think in many respects, Devin Haney too. You can't take Keyshawn Davis light. He can really fight. He's really like that. The weight difference is a concern, and it's a fair question. Is he ready now? Is he ready a fight or 2 from now? But that's the fight, really. If you really want to scream, I'm back. That's the type of fight that you want, because obviously it's in the Turkey Al-Sheikh universe, and that's a.
Greg Hackett gave his honest opinion on a potential fight between Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney, explaining why matchups like this are crucial for boxing. He said these fights raise the level of the sport because both fighters understand each other's strengths and weaknesses, which makes the pressure and stakes much higher. Hackett stressed that fans want to see the best fight the best, pointing to possible showdowns like Haney versus Shakur Stevenson, Haney versus Teofimo Lopez, and now Davis versus Haney. According to him, these are the fights that separate true elite fighters from the rest, because B-class and C-class opponents simply cannot compete with top-level fighters either physically or mentally.
Like that is because there's things each one of them know about each other. They know that those are great fights. We need those fights. We need those fights. We need the Dev and Shakur. We need the Dev and Tio. We need the Africa and Shakur, the Africa and Tio. Then we need the Gary Antoine mixed in there. We need the Lamont Roach mixed in there. It's a lot of guys. The Abdullah Masons mixed in there. It's a lot of guys we need mixed in there. You know what I'm saying? These are the fights we need. Those other guys, the B-class, C-class guys, they can't keep up with them, either physically or mentally, or both together. They can't keep up with them. You see it.
What kind of message do you think Keyshawn, made it in possibly the 40 to 47 division, beating Jermaine Ortiz the way he did?
I mean, I don't know. 47 is a different division. That was that.
Greg Hackett also talked about Keyshawn Davis's recent win over Jermaine Ortiz. Say it was impressive at 140 pounds, but that moving up to 147 pounds will bring new challenges. Still, Hackett doesn't think Davis is too small for the division, noting that fighters often appear bigger on TV than they actually are in person. For him, the bigger question is whether Davis can stay consistent and composed as he climbs the ranks. With his skill, background, and drive, Hackett believes Davis is what it takes to hold his own, and a matchup with Devin Haney would be exactly the kind of high-level fight that boxing needs.
Is he too small for 147? He looked good at 40.
No, I don't think he's too small. These guys only look real big on TV. When you see these guys in person, they don't be that big. You know what I'm saying? So he's not too small, no. The thing is, with Keyshawn, can he keep it together? Can he keep it together mentally? If he can keep it together mentally, then we see great fights out of Keyshawn. If he do that he say he been doing, which I don't know if he was lying or not, saying that he was drinking in camp and shit like that, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's a lie. I don't know if it's, if he was telling the truth. I don't know. But if he can keep it together mentally, then we see great fights out of Keyshawn.
Say Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney happen next. Who would you favor?
An analyst recently shared their thoughts on Keyshawn Davis's bold statement that no one can beat him from 140 to 147 pounds. Davis has been outspoken about wanting to face Devin Haney before moving up to welterweight, a division many consider to be lacking excitement at the moment. The analyst pointed out that welterweight is currently dry, with few fresh matchups on the horizon. Big names like Ryan Garcia, Mario Barrios, and others are already booked or occupied, leaving the division in need of new talent and energy, something Davis could bring.
And he says he wants to fight Jermaine Ortiz and then move up to welterweight, which would be perfect because, like I told you, I really am the best in this business. Like, everything I say is like clockwork, right? It's amazing to me. Sometimes I amaze myself. So what am I talking about? I literally just said welterweight is dry. It's a stale, stagnant, horrible division right now. Not too many ways to mix and match the guys. And then the guys you could mix and match are pretty much busy. The Ryans, the Barrioses, and the Rollies, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And I told you it's going to require, this is how it works in the sport of boxing. I know because
The analyst explained that boxing often benefits when fighters move up in weight, as it creates fresh rivalries and exciting opportunities. He highlighted examples like Jaron Boots Ennis, who moved from 147 to 154 pounds and brought new energy to that division with matchups against fighters like Sebastian Fundora, Virgil Ortiz, Jermall Charlo, and Errol Spence. He argued that the same approach could reinvigorate welterweight if rising stars such as Keyshawn Davis, Shakur Stevenson, and Gary Antonio Russell make the jump. For Davis, moving up would not only test his abilities against bigger opponents, but also deliver the high-level fights fans are eager to see. According to the analyst, Davis's confidence and ambition could be exactly what welterweight needs to regain momentum and draw major attention back to the division.
Jaron Boots Ennis couldn't make 47, and he moved up to 154. Now 54 is cracking. They got 54 out here cracking. Tons of names where you can mix and match the Fundoras, the Virgil Ortiz, Jermell Charlo, possibly Errol Spence, Murtazaev, Boots, right? You got tons of ways you can mix and match these people. 47 right now is dry, so it's going to take Shakur's and the Keyshawns and Gary Antoine Russells or the El Rayos, different Edwin De Los Santos, Matias, different guys to move up to start to purge and fill out the division. Right now, it's not many options. Again, Devin versus Louis Crockpot is a terrible fight.
Keyshawn Davis has officially confirmed that he will face Louis Crocker before taking on Devin Haney, even though he had called out Haney right after his knockout victory over Jermaine Ortiz. This decision has sparked discussion among fans and analysts, who note that Davis never mentioned Crocker in his post-fight interview and focused solely on Haney. Now, with the Crocker fight agreed upon, Davis says taking this bout first is part of his plan to strengthen his position and gain leverage in negotiations for the Haney matchup.
After you knocked out Jermaine Ortiz, let me get this straight. After you stopped Jermaine Ortiz, you made no mention of Louis Crocker. The first name you called out was Devin Haney, and the only name. Unless I missed the rest of the interview. And now you saying you had a deal in place to fight Louis Crocker next. And then if it's worth your while, then you'll fight Devin Haney. Because, and I get it, he believes that he needs to get this belt from Louis Crocker for them to value him the way he wants to be valued.
The reasoning behind Davis's plan is clear. Louis Crocker holds a belt that Davis believes will boost his value when it's time to face Devin Haney. Still, critics say that calling out Haney while already knowing Crocker was next causes confusion and even sparks accusations of clout chasing. Many fans expected Davis to go straight into the Haney fight, but boxing politics often complicate things. By beating Crocker first, Davis not only strengthens his negotiating position, but also adds credibility to his pursuit of Haney. While some see this as a smart, calculated strategy, others view it as misleading. Either way, Davis remains one of boxing's most talked about rising stars, and his road toward Haney continues to generate major excitement.
With leverage with Devin Haney. I get it. So what's the point in calling out Devin Haney? Why didn't you tell the world I'm going to fight Louis Crocker next? Because he knows it's not going to be acceptable. If he came out and he says, after Jermaine Ortiz, I'm fighting Louis Crocker, he knows that the fans ain't going to accept that. So he's saying Devin Haney multiple times because he understands what Devin Haney represents. This is what many people will call clout chasing. So you're using Devin Haney's name, but you know you have no intentions of fighting him next? Make this make sense.
Floyd Schofield recently shared a strong opinion on a possible fight between Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney. While he acknowledged that both fighters bring energy and excitement to the ring, Schofield made it clear that he doesn't see Davis beating Haney. He believes Haney's experience and maturity give him the advantage, especially after Haney displayed a new level of skill and composure in his most recent fight. Schofield also noted that although Davis looked impressive against Jermaine Ortiz, Ortiz seemed hesitant and never fully challenged him, which made Davis's performance appear more dominant than it might have been.
Devin going to show up. It's going to be a great fight with either one of them. Because Devin took a loss, and he don't want to take another loss, whether he got it cleaned off his record or not. He don't want to take another one.
Fight, though, I ain't gonna lie.
Both of them are good fight. I don't think Keyshawn is going to beat Devin. I really don't believe Keyshawn will beat Devin.
Too much experience? Why?
I don't know. I just don't see. But off my prediction yesterday, I'm not gonna get that because people will say things. But skill wise, I don't believe this new Devin that showed up his last fight. Keyshawn is gonna be able to run through like he did Ortiz, a smaller guy who seemed like he didn't want to be in there.
I ain't gonna lie. As much as I don't like Devin, I did not expect Devin to do that to.
Schofield also criticized the way the Ortiz fight ended, saying the referee gave Davis an easy win by stopping it too soon, without giving Ortiz a chance to get back up. While he respects Davis's talent and his relentless, dog-like mentality, Schofield feels that Devin Haney is on another level. He pointed out Haney's ability to take clean shots from opponents without ever faltering, showing his toughness and resilience. Still, Schofield admitted that Davis has the size, speed, and skills to make the fight competitive, especially if he sharpens his combinations early in the rounds. In the end, he sees Davis versus Haney as an exciting matchup, but believes Haney's experience and durability could ultimately give him the edge.
And Keyshawn's performance wasn't great. It was good he stopped him, that the referee gave him a gift. Because the ref stopped it. He didn't even give Ortiz a chance to stand up. Not saying Ortiz would have won, but it wouldn't have been a knockout in that 12 seconds. No, that's what I'm saying, but it wouldn't have been a knockout. The ref gave that gift. He didn't even get his man the count to get up to 8. So, or to 10. So, I don't know. I would want to see the Keyshawn and Devin fight.
Key do got some dog in him, so I would like to see that.
I like the new version of them, though. I like the God more in it. The maturity of seeing them grow up as fathers. Like, just to see these young men get into these points is amazing, and they still in their 20s.
Keyshawn Davis has explained exactly why he wanted to fight with Devin Haney. It's about the belts and building his legacy. Davis said he heard Haney might vacate his titles, and for him, that's a chance to step in and claim them. He sees it as the perfect moment to prove himself against the very best. While Davis acknowledges Haney's experience and maturity, he insists that his own youth, hunger, and skill make him a more dangerous fighter in the ring.
You know what I'm saying?
Is that a fight? Well, as far as Anthony Yiga goes, what does he bring to the table that can make this a difficult fight?
He's southpaw. I never put a southpaw in pros yet. This is a 10-round fight, so I feel like if I was him, I feel like he probably gonna try to drown me. I think he gonna try to come out fast, pressure me, you know what I'm saying, just try to drown me. You know what I'm saying? Because I've never been 10 rounds, and I think that's probably his only way he feel like he can just make something happen. You know what I'm saying? Because he know he don't got the skill over me. He know I'm the younger fighter, and he know he has the experience over me. So, why not try to drown the younger fighter? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you watch tape on the opponents, or you just adjust on the fly?
Oh, I'm the businessman.
When asked about his training and preparation, Keyshawn Davis said he studies every opponent in detail. He doesn't just focus on their strengths. He looks for weaknesses too, like how a fighter reacts under pressure, whether they complain when things get tough or how easily they get cut. For Davis, every small detail can become an advantage. He knows Devin Haney will try to use his experience to test him, but Davis believes Haney can't match his speed, power, or relentless drive. Confidently, Davis predicted a knockout, saying Haney won't last once he feels the pressure. Unapologetic and determined, Davis insists this fight is about proving he belongs at the top. For him, beating Haney isn't just another win. It's a statement that he's a future of boxing.
For strengths, are you looking for weaknesses? Like, which one do you prioritize?
I look for everything. I look for where you get cut at every single fight. I look for if somebody fights you dirty, do you complain? I look for all that shit. Everything that's a weakness, I'm gonna use to my advantage.
I like it. Prediction for the fight.
I'm gonna knock his ass out. He's getting up out of there. He's getting up out of there. If y'all gamble respect on that shit, I'm gonna get his ass up out of there.
You referenced Devin Haney possibly vacating the belts.
Yeah.
Do you think after you get a belt, you'll eventually see him at like 140, 147?
I was about to say shit. Oh, hell yeah. Like, I'd love to go to 140. Like, after I won my first world title, 35, I defended one time. I would have no problem going to 140 and test the waters out there and becoming champion at 2 different weight classes, just holding that shit down. Because I know I can do that.
All right, so give me your hit list in order. Because you've been going at it with Frank, you've been going at it with Devin.